Hello guys, welcome back to the video. Today is day 30, season 2 starts new video. Start off today, 2 Land Rovers and the cattle trailer parked up. And as you can see, concrete's been laid down on the shed here. Ready for, well, just basically a new layer of concrete. Hasn't been done for a couple of years. And it was starting to crack in places, so they thought renew the whole thing. Because they were starting to do patches of it, so they were filling in the cracks, and they thought if we replaced the whole thing we'd have to worry about it for a couple of years. So Roller and Keno are back in there, Farmerson's golf there. He might be selling it, I don't know. His mate said he might be interested in it, because the Farmerson's looking for a car, his dream car. He's currently looking for one to sort of use the money from this to sort of help towards it, because I imagine they're not going to be the same price, but he has a bit of money extra, so he should be able to pay for it. I think his mate with the red Golf wants this. But yeah, I think his mate with the red Golf might be selling his Golf and obviously having this instead, but I don't know. Chickens and ducklings and chicks knocking about. Let's pick up and Tom's Land Rover there. And here we have Tom in the 3400 Tayana, the ore tank, so they're going to move it next to the car trailer there, instead of just having it here, close to the house, and sort of out of the way, so that gives them all this space here to sort of turn around if needed in the yard. So he's just lifting that over there. A quad, lawnmower, mini baler, mower, baler, wrapper, and the rake. And still gonna put a toolbox there to get one. But yeah, I think they're planning on putting the trail forager in here where the mini baler is, as they are selling the mini baler after summer. So we'll see how that goes. 6616 hard up, freight threader, the freight bags, and the spare edge got in the back of the shed there. Security camera still there. Not sure they need, if there's anything on there that they need to find or whatever, but still hanging on. Mini digger, herbstone trailer, and a bale trailer there. Then here we have John in the 6920S with the buck rake on the back. Obviously, for some reason the T6 linkage just doesn't like the buck rake, so they have to put on the 6920S. And besides, the T6 was being used for something else, so he's on buck rate and G's. And then obviously you've got the main man himself, the farmer, in the T6175 with the K and Silage trailer, doing the second and last cut of silage there. Quite a lot of grass to be fair. Like I said, they might do grass they might do third cut but sell it, or they might do grass for other people. I don't know. But yeah, so he's just doing that there. Bale stack there. Double bale lifter, tail on the bucket, and the pits. And the tyres and sheets off the pit will obviously be put on once they're done. Then we got the shell tanker from the local petrol station. He's just leaving, he's just gone and filled up the oil tank there, hence why he's moving it afterwards instead of well, they knew who was coming today, so he thought they've been planning on moving it anyway, so he thought as soon as it's full we'll move it. Don't know why, probably would have been better when it's empty, but there you go. I think he'd already arrived by time, so there wasn't much choice. But yeah, he's just leaving there. Marshall, Muxborough, parked up there. A girl oil makes, and a flatbed trailer moved over here, out of the way of all that, so it's not in the way of the pit or anything. And then the tractor's coming into the yard and stuff. then in the sheep field, all they use are lamb free. So all the lambs have gone as of today. So I think the last two ewes out of this field that had their lambs go today was that one there, that one there, look there, around the sky. So all the lambs will be slowly sold off over the next couple of months. And obviously that's how we'll make the money. To obviously feed them kit and all that. We'll also have the calves to be sold as well. Meg lambs tend to go to market with the rest of them. If they're not fat enough, they'll sell them to a farmer who will fatten them up and then sell them on or use them for meat. If they don't use them for meat, they did use the pigs for that, but obviously now they've got less pigs. They just sell the pig that's on. But the farmer did used to do meat, and that was what the pigs were for, hence why he has them. Before he'd keep one bull and one sow, and then she can have as many piglets. But the other farm, their pigs, lambs and calves are mainly for meat. And obviously they sell that meat onto butchers and whatever. But obviously the lamb is, say if it's a ram lamb and it's quite decent size and whatever, they will tend to sell it on. It depends how much meat they get really, because obviously you can't fit a bunch of piglets, a bunch of cows, and a bunch of lambs all in one freezer. So yeah, the farmer not really just doesn't do meat anymore. So we just sell them on. T6080 is on the sheep trailer, and we've got Matt there loading up the meg lambs. So he's done them, and then he's done these. The reason why he did them first and then came back for these was because basically he didn't want the lambs getting out, because obviously he's by himself, and obviously it runs at silage and whatever, so he just didn't want them, the two lambs from in, well I think it was 3 lambs from in there, to end up in here as he's trying to get the meg lambs in, and then he's running and whatever. So he thought if he takes them separately, he doesn't have to, sort of saves the hassle, I guess. They probably won't escape, but you never know. But yeah, so now all the cows, and obviously the bull's still in here, so he's enjoying himself, as he should be. So yeah, nice to see a little bit going on. Obviously the next sort of big thing would be baling. I think that's in August, so I think it's start of August, I think it is, and obviously they might do jobs in between that and make a bit of money, but for now that's silage done with. To be fair, there's quite a lot of silage, so you might end up selling it on, but I don't know. So yeah, and then up here, going down the lane, got the farmer's son, the 7740, or his tractor, we may as well call it at this point, with the trail forge on the back, just leaving the field there. Bit of reek coming out the exhaust there. I mean, not the bit, quite a lot. Yeah, so he's heading down the road, probably filming a TikTok. And obviously that's the last of his sort of silage duties. Obviously, like I said, unless they get a job. But for this farm, well, for the farm that he lives on, it's the last. I've spoken to the farmer, he's not sort of slowly stopping silage, he's just doing less of it really. He was also thinking of maybe doing both fields for first cut, and then just doing that. But then he says if you do first cut and second cut, you sort of get a difference in crop. Because obviously you get the animals in one field and then you get them in the other, or yeah, I mean they don't have a big silage pit anyway, and they've not really been a silage kind of farm. They only introduced silage, I think it was 2022 2022, 2023. They did like jobs for people, but they didn't do silage themselves. They were more sort of bales. But now, yeah, they're sort of doing silage. I don't think they'd ever get a forage harvester though. I don't think they're that mad into silage, obviously unless they got lots of jobs, that is. But yeah, so he's just heading back to the farm there, and then here, behind him we've got farmer in his T7060. Nice to see him out about. He's got his hedge goat on the back. He's just trimming the hedges along here for the council. Couldn't be bothered to do them themselves. No, I know this is technically the farmer's field, but he's been asked to do all along the lane, which includes the hedge here. So he's getting double cut this bit here. And obviously the field extends a bit further that way. Yeah, so he's just doing that. Can't imagine how they've just got past each other. I imagine that he's obviously had to pull the hedge cutter in and try and squish against that bush there, and he's just gone round. And I think he would have stopped because he's the bigger tractor, but I don't know how they did it, but they did it. But yeah, so he's just doing a bit of hedge cutting there, just to trim back the hedges a bit, as they were getting overgrown, especially this one. I don't know what the difference in this one, but that one's a lot bushier than this one. This one's a lot tidier. But then again, I'm not a bush expert or a hedge expert, so yeah. So, if you enjoyed this video guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and bye.